Today we're fixing up a fantastic easy peach cobbler, and y'all are just gonna love this recipe. Hi, if you're new here, I'm Melissa Diane, and this really is an easy peach cobbler. So let's go ahead now and jump into the ingredients that we're gonna be using today. First of all, for our peaches, I'm just gonna be using anywhere from 5 to 6 yellow peaches. We need about anywhere from 4 to 4.5 cups of sliced peaches, and I will put all of this in the description section below the video. Also, for those peaches, you're going to need to have some sugar. I've got about 3/4 of a cup sugar here, a little bit of salt, and then you're going to need a saucepan, which I've got here in the back. Now, for the batter that's going to go with this peach cobbler, you just need a few things. You're going to need some butter. I've got about 6 tablespoons of butter here. Have a little bit of cinnamon. And then we're gonna have, let's see, I've got a cup of flour, I've got a cup of sugar, and then I've got about 3/4 cup milk, and that is it, y'all. And then you just need to have a dish, a baking dish, and I'm gonna be using a 9 by 13 baking dish today. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my peaches, I'm gonna peel them, and then I'm gonna get them all sliced up. I've taken our peaches, and I washed them really good, and then I sliced them all up, and I have placed them here in our saucepan, and I'm going to put this sugar all over the top, and then I'm going to stir this so that sugar kind of goes down the sides. And then we're just going to put just a little bit of salt on there, and we'll turn the heat on and we'll get this cooking. So we're getting ready to stir these. I just turned the heat on, and we just want to cook these for a few minutes just to start getting them really nice and juicy. And then, okay, y'all, here, look over here. Let me turn the camera around. Yes, y'all can say hello. They're wanting to say hi. That's Ace on the left and Heidi. Y'all can leave now. Go on, Mama's cooking. There, he's saying hi. Say hello. Yeah, okay, let me wash up and get back to cooking. Good kids. All right, so you can hear that we are cooking. They hear me talking and they think I'm talking to them. They like to just sit in here. They'll sit right next to me the whole time I'm filming. So I'm just gonna take this here, and it's probably gonna take only about 5 minutes, y'all. And then this will start to have a lot of peach juice here in the bottom. Our peaches are doing good, and I think I've left them in here about 5 or 6 minutes. And so I'm going to go ahead, I've turned the heat off, and we're just going to set this aside now while we work on the rest. And that beep you hear, that's for another dish I'm doing also today. I'm doing this chicken cobbler. I'll put a link for that one. So we got 2 cobblers today. Taking my melted butter, and I'm going to go ahead and pour this melted butter just all over the bottom of this casserole dish. Now usually when I'll do this, I'll just take the sticks of butter, the amount I want, I'll put it in here, and then I'll heat this up in the oven. But I've got something else right now in there, so I didn't want to disturb it. So we're just going to pour this melted butter here in the bottom, and we'll be just fine. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mix together all of the ingredients for the batter. And this is so super easy, y'all. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to put in here, I'm going to put the flour in. Okay. Got our flour. Now we're going to put in our sugar, and I'm just going to mix that together. Now I'm going to put in just a little bit of baking powder. Actually, 2 teaspoons of baking powder is the amount I'm going to use. There's 1, there's 2. I'm going to put in just a little bit of salt, just a little, of milk. I'll get it about half of that milk. I'm going to stir this around. And y'all, that is how easy this is. For the rest of the milk in there. And then as soon as we get this mixed up, we're going to put this over the top of that melted butter. And if you have never made a peach cobbler before, the first time you make it and you do it this way, you just think something's wrong because you put the peaches in at the end. But trust me, this works. And this cobbler just tastes so good. So we're just gonna mix this up really good. Now I have all of this mixed, so I'm gonna scoop my pan over here. And here's my 9 by 13 baking dish. And we're gonna pour this in on top of that butter. And we're just gonna let it spread out. It's doing good. That butter smells so good. And those peaches behind me, I was cooking those on the stovetop in that saucepan, they smell so good. It makes you just want to stop and eat them. There we go, got all of that out. Now I have my peaches over here, and we're gonna pour these all over, actually just kind of place them all in our baking dish. Remember, we had our melted butter, and then we put in our batter, and we're just gonna put these in, and that batter will just kind of seep up around them. And then when I get all this done, after I get all these peaches in, y'all, then I pour in some of this peach juice along with this. And that is just gonna make this taste phenomenal. And then we will do this. And every time I do it, it always turns out delicious as far as tasting. But the consistency varies. And I think it just depends on the peaches. All right, so now I'm gonna take some cinnamon, and we're gonna put this cinnamon all over the top. We are good, so now we're gonna head over to the oven, and we're gonna put this on 350. All right, here we are. We are now going into the oven, and usually I'll do this, it takes it like about 45 minutes, but I'll always still just check it around about the 30-minute mark. And there is our Heidi girl. She's passed out. She says, Mama, you've been cooking too long. Here we are, y'all, and this cobbler is smelling so good. It's still a little bit juicy, so I'm gonna put it in for about another 3 minutes. Oh my goodness, y'all, look at this. This peach cobbler looks beautiful. Now we've got to taste it. Okay, y'all, so let's try this. Let's taste this peach cobbler. Here we go. This looks so good. Let's try it. Let's get us a peach and some cobbler. Y'all, this is addicting. This is so good. Please make this and let me know what you think. And be sure and check out the next video that's popping up. And I'll see you over there in just a few minutes. Bye-bye.